I think I found a nice spot for doing the live streams. Today we're going to be learning the form 기로하다. And the way that it works is you're going to take an action verb stem, then you'll attach 기로, and then you'll conjugate 하다. So what is an action verb stem? The action verb stem is the verb, so let's just say 하다, unconjugated. So you're not going to do anything to this verb first. This is the verb you'll find in the dictionary, as is. And the stem is you just remove the ta, and you're done. Ha. And I should mention, it's an action verb stem, so this will be only something that you are doing. This will not be like to be green, funny, big, small. That wouldn't make any sense anyway, but I'm just clarifying that. What this form means is to decide to do something. And what you are deciding to do is what comes here in the action verb. What this form is actually used for is when the speaker, whoever is talking, decides to do something or promises to do something. If you want to make a sentence in the past, so if you want to say, I decided to do, that's all done with this verb. You wouldn't do it by changing the action verb stem here. Most of the time, this is used in the past tense. So most of the time, you're going to actually use this as something like 기도했어요 or 기도했습니다, any sort of past tense conjugation. Now, literally this form means decide to do, but depending on the context, it can actually translate a few different ways. So let me show you. I decided, I resolved, I planned, I agreed, I promised. Now, all of these kind of come back to a similar meaning of decide to do something, but I wanted to provide you some alternate translations you might see it as. There's even one more translation that's also very natural for this form. Supposed to. I decided to go to the park by 3 o'clock. I was supposed to go to the park by 3 o'clock, but I didn't go. Supposed to could be a very natural translation depending on the sentence. So if it works in the sentence, feel free to use it whenever it's something that you decided to do but didn't work out. And last thing before we get started with some examples, you actually might see a different verb used instead of just 하다. 결정하다. 결정하다 is a regular verb which just means to decide. So literally, I decided to do action verb. Or you might see it with 약속. 약속하다 means to promise something. I promised to do something. Or 결심하다. I resolved to do something. And there are a few others, but these are the most common ones, I think. You can also use this with negative verbs. So you can say something like to decide to not do something. I promised I won't do that. And you can do that just with adding an before the action verb stem or using the 지 않다 form and then 기로 and then 하다 like that. Okay, so let's do our first sentence. 오늘은 친구와 만나기로 했어요. So I decided to 만나다, meet. 친구와, with a friend. 오늘, today. So as for today, 오늘은 친구와 만나기로 했어요. Today I decided to meet with a friend. I decided to meet up with a friend today. 오늘은 친구와 만나기로 했어요. Let's do our next sentence. 어제 가기로 했는데 못 갔어요. I decided to go. 가다. 가기로 했는데. Yesterday. 어제 가기로 했는데. But 못 갔어요. I couldn't go. So I decided to go yesterday, but I couldn't go. Literally, I was supposed to go yesterday, but I couldn't. 어제 가기로 했는데 못 갔어요. I was supposed to go yesterday, but I couldn't. 가기로 하다. Literally, decide. I decided. So I decided to. I was supposed to. I was supposed to go yesterday, but I couldn't. 어제 가기로 했는데 못 갔어요. Okay, let's do the next sentence. 저녁으로 for dinner. 저녁으로 닭가슴살을 먹기로 했어요. I decided to eat 닭가슴살, chicken breast, for dinner. 저녁으로 닭가슴살을 먹기로 했어요. All right, let's do the next sentence. 나머지는, as for the rest, 다음에, next time, 이야기하기로, to talk about it, 해요. The rest of it, talk about next time. What do you think this 해요 means? I said that the 기도하다 form means to decide to do something or to promise to do something. Well, if you use it here in the past tense, it would mean I decided to, right? I agreed to, I promised to, I resolved to do something, or I was supposed to do something. Well, in the present tense, it means literally I promise to, or I decide to do something next time. But there's a more natural translation for this. Let's. This is not the most common way to say let's, but this way is okay. 나머지는 다음에 이야기하기로 해요. Literally, like we decide to, we promise to talk about it next time. 나머지는, so as for the rest of it, let's talk about it next time. Let's talk about the rest next time. 나머지는 다음에 이야기하기로 해요. 다음 달에, next month, 결혼식을, a wedding ceremony, 올리기로 했어요. We decided to hold wedding ceremony next month. We decided to hold our wedding next month. 다음 달에 결혼식을 올리기로 했어요. So we decided to, we promised to, we agreed to, we resolved to. 다음 달에 결혼식을 올리기로 했어요. So they decided to, or we decided to, hold our wedding ceremony next month. 철수는, so 철수, our friend 철수, 저와 등산을 가기로 했어요. 철수 decided to go on a hike. 등산, 저와, with me. So he decided to go hiking with me. 철수는 저와 등산을 가기로 했어요. So 철수 decided, 했어요, or promised, or agreed, or planned, or even was supposed to. If I'm talking about 철수 and he didn't show up, right? I could say 철수 was supposed to go hiking with me. 철수는 저와 등산을 가기로 했어요. 철수 decided to go, 가다, 가기로, decided to go. 등산, hiking, 저와, with me. 철수 decided to go hiking with me. 너무 힘드니까, because it's so difficult, because I'm having such a hard time, 청소는, as for the cleaning, 내일, tomorrow, 하기로 해요. Let's do it tomorrow. Literally, we decide to, or we agree on, let's resolve to, let's agree to, any sort of translation like that. Let's do the cleaning tomorrow because it's so hard. 너무 힘드니까 청소는 내일 하기로 해요. Let's do the cleaning tomorrow because it's so difficult. 우리는, we, 둘, two, as in two kids here, 둘만, only two. 낳다, to give birth to have two kids, only two kids. So, 낳아서, 잘, well, 키우다. 키우다 is to raise. 키우기로 했어요. 우리는 둘만 낳아서 잘 키우기로 했어요. So, we decided to 키우다, raise, well. 우리는 둘만 낳아서 잘 키우기로 했어요. So we decided to only have two kids and raise them well. Here is an example where we get a different verb besides just 하다. 너무 바빠서, because we are so busy or too busy. 신혼여행은, so as for the honeymoon, 내년에, on next year, 가기로 결정했어요. We decided to go on next year, or we decided to go next year as for the honeymoon. Because we're too busy, or because we're so busy, we decided to go on our honeymoon next year. 너무 바빠서 신혼여행은 내년에 가기로 결정했어요. That was our last sentence. 그럼 다음에 또 봐. Okay, bye.